Hey guys, so I wanted to quickly do a sort of update video to a short I did a while back, which was a video showing off all of my NASCAR diecasts that I had at the time. That was like back in September. And in just 2 months, I've already collected a lot more. Like, I just wanted to do a quick update video on it. And wanted to do it a little more, like, professionally, I guess. So, I just wanted to, yeah, let's get this started. Okay, so before we continue, I wanted to say sorry because there's going to be a lot of stuttering throughout the video. I did this without a script, so I just wanted to let you know about that before you watch the video, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy either way. So this is, as of right now, my full collection. As you can tell, I've kind of separated all of them into sections. I have NASCAR Authentic / all the diecasts from current Cup Series, from the current stuff, like Lionel Racing, I guess you could say. All the diecasts from Lionel, the older diecasts, which I only have 5 of right now, all of the accessories that came with, and one still in the box. And I just wanted to quickly show these off. So let's just go ahead and get this going. Okay, so sorry for the jump in mic quality. I had to switch over to my charger because my phone was about to die, so I can't use my headphones, which have my mic on them. So you're just gonna have to deal with this phone's terrible audio. I could go and just record it later, but I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna do it like this. So let's start off with the Authentics cars, which are the first ones I got. So the first 2 I got were a few months back. I got Chase Elliott, he was my favorite driver back in July or so, but I think more recently he's been kind of replaced as my favorite by another driver who I'll get to in a minute. And then the other driver I bought was Jamie McMurray, which this one I bought just because I wanted a McDonald's car, because McDonald's is one of my favorite NASCAR sponsors. Seriously, these cars actually look really good in this livery. And this was the only reason I got this, because I never heard of Jamie McMurray before I got this car. I still don't have strong opinions on him either way, but he seemed like a cool guy. He's also the only one which are based off of the old, well, actually that's a lie. He's based off the older ones, I think, from I don't know, as you can tell, because it has a different front. I thought this was based off of these cars were actually based off of the next gens, but these are actually based off the Gen 6 cars, from 2020, I think, 2021. Well, these are based off, I think, from more the mid-2010s, I think, I don't know. This is my only car that I got of this. So, those were the first 2 cars I got. Then, on September 27th, I got 4 different cars. 2 of them I got in the morning, and they're the only other 2 of the Authentics line that I own right now. And those being Martin Truex in his Bass Pro Shops car, which is pretty awesome. I personally really like Truex, and I really was upset at Homestead where he got spun out by Larson. I really was hoping that he would get that win, because he had. Seriously, I really hope Truex gets his another win next season, where he's gotten the next gens found out. And then the other one of being Christopher Bell, specifically in his Ream car, which I got this one because this is what he drove at the New Hampshire race, which was actually the first of the NASCAR races I ever watched. And if I'm honest, Christopher Bell has kind of become my favorite driver. He's honestly been the driver I was rooting for the most throughout the playoffs. I think I just really like him. He's just a cool guy. I also just think it was kind of funny how, Christopher Bell, despite looking really young, is actually older than Chase Elliott by about, a year. It's so weird. You look at Christopher Bell, and he literally looks like he looks younger than me, and yet somehow he's older than Chase. How is that possible? But yeah, I did get this Ream car because, again, I got this one because he was driving this in the New Hampshire race. But if I'm honest, I really wish I had seen if they had any of his DeWalt scheme, because that's my favorite of his. And sadly, I just can't find those anywhere. I've tried Like, for some reason, when I got both Bell and Martin Truex, they were both priced down compared to McJamie and Chase, which were about, like, $10 for some reason. Well, when I got these guys, these were both about $5. And then when I went back to the antique mall recently, they were back up to $10 again. Like, I really find... Like, if I'm looking back, I probably wish that I could have picked up a Christopher Bell, because my mom did say she would allow me to get any diecast I want, and she would pay for ones that I wouldn't get with my own birthday money that I had left, so... Yeah. So, I still really like this car, though. This is a really cool looking scheme. But I wish I could get his DeWalt scheme. I should also mention, I think I forgot to mention, I also can't find his car on Amazon for some reason. Like, it's just non-existent. I just can't find it. Like, it's just the only driver I can't find the diecast of on Amazon. At least for a good price. So those are all the cars that I got from the Authentics line. So now let's move on to the more special cars that you can only get at like special venues for like NASCAR. First two I've gotten were both... I got these on the same day as Christopher Bell and Truex, but I got these when me and my family, specifically me, my mom, dad, and my little brother, who is not actually a NASCAR fan, and like he kind of just was he didn't ruin the trip, but I could tell he was just not interested and didn't give a crap about NASCAR. But, like, I got these at the store along with a Chase Elliott, at the gift shop, along with a Chase Elliott t-shirt. And, of course, these two being Kyle Busch in his number 18 M&M's car. I'm really going to miss seeing this next year. And Joey Logano in his Pennzoil number 22. Dude, these two are another two of my favorite drivers, which I know is a lot to say considering both of these guys are severely hated by most NASCAR fans, especially Kyle, but Joey's not that liked either. I personally like both of these. Like, it's always fun to just have that one driver out on the track who's just like, there's like one or two drivers who are not a play to ride roughly. Of course, I'm talking more on like Dale Earnhardt levels, not Bubba Wallace levels at Las Vegas. Yes, seriously, he really should have gotten a bigger punishment. But yeah, I'll probably still end up buying a diecast from him though, because he has two of my favorite sponsors with McDonald's and Dr. Pepper. Like, yeah, I don't like Bubba that much, but I will still buy the cars from him because he's genuinely, like, they are really cool looking cars. So yeah, I really do like both of these cars. I do like both Joey and Kyle. It's gonna be weird seeing the M&M's car not on the track next year, but they'll probably get used to it. Yeah, if I would have to say a favorite out of these two, I would say Joey's my favorite between the two. And I mean, like, as a person, I think I prefer Kyle's car, but as a guy, I think I prefer Logano. No. Like, I know a lot of fans hate him because of how crazy he is at driving, and also make fun of him because he seems to laugh in every one of his interviews. But I mean, honestly, weirdly, the laughing thing just makes me like him more, because honestly, I can relate to that. I'm pretty sure that if I ever was being interviewed, I would sometimes just start laughing because because I am very, very antisocial. So I would probably just be like, very laughing because thing for no reason. Yeah, I kind of this went on way too long, but yeah, I really do like these two cars. Even though, like, I wasn't too amazing excited when Logano won because I was still rooting for Bell more, but he still did deserve that win. He was probably besides Chase, one of the most consistent drivers all year, and consistently one of the best. Like, when he needed to win, he won, just like Bell. So, yeah, this went on for a lot longer than I should have, because I kind of just started talking about, fans' opinions on Logano and Kyle. I kind of do that sometimes. I just end up going off topic completely. Okay, I'm just going to end this segment and move on to the next car. So the next one I got was actually at the Charlotte Roval race, the first race I went to in person. The second race being Martinsville. And I along with a Joey Logano hat, which I actually got signed by Logano himself, I got a Kyle Larson diecast, which, ironic that I got his diecast during the race that Larson got eliminated from the playoffs this year. I kind of got him because he was the only, driver they were selling that I didn't already have some kind of diecast of. and I wanted to get a new driver. I'm not, like, amazing. I'm not a huge fan of Larson at all. Like, I don't hate him at all, but I just don't really care that much for him. Like, my mom kind of shares the sentiment with me. She was like, when Martin Truex got spun out, she was just like, she said that he wanted him to win because she honestly didn't care much for Larson, just like me. Like, Larson's cool, but he's just not really. I just don't consider him one of my favorites of the Cup Series, at least of the current drivers. But he's still a cool dude. Like, dude, he seriously did not deserve the whole thing with Bubba. Like, seriously. Sorry I keep mentioning that, but I just have to. Like, seriously. Like, why the hell did Bubba do that? So now the final two of the Authentics line, or at least the Lionel diecast that I got, were ones I got at the Martinsville race, which is another race I went to, and that was freaking awesome. So, and I got these. I didn't buy these from the vendor itself. I got it from some like tent that someone had set up where they were selling a bunch of diecasts. And of course, as you can tell, the two I got were Eric Jones in his Tide car. I'm really hoping they actually are able to get this car out on the track in the near future. Seriously, the Tide Ride needs to come back to NASCAR. This is an amazing paint scheme, and it's just sad that they've been gone for years. And of course, the king himself, Richard Petty. More specifically, based off of his car, he drove when he got his final win in 1984 at the Firecracker 400. Like, this is just of course, this is not his most iconic car, but I really still love this car either way. I would still say my top two favorite cars for him would actually be the car he drove, like, of course, his Plymouth Superbird, but also, I think I would also say my other favorite would be his car from 1992, like, you know, his final race. Like, I just really think Richard Petty Blue looks great on the modern cars. I don't think they make diecast of that, though, so this is the one I got, and this is still really cool. They even have, like, a little, like, thing on the side, which I'm guessing is it's like a tire mark from someone slamming into Petty. Yeah. I really wish I could have gotten to meet him a few months ago. Sorry about the camera focusing. These two, yeah. So those are all the Lionel cars I got. So now let's move on to the older diecasts. So as you probably guessed, I got all these cars at my antique mall, which that place is a jackpot for NASCAR Authentics. I mean, NASCAR stuff. Seriously. They have, like, an entire section which is just filled with diecasts that are just filled with NASCAR diecasts and other little pieces of NASCAR memorabilia. Even ones that are still in box. So if you want to look for, like, old NASCAR... So if you want to go find some new NASCAR car stuff. If you want to find some NASCAR diecasts still in the box, then go to, like, the Mooresville Antique Mall. That's like a jackpot for NASCAR stuff, especially because they're reasonably priced too. Seriously, the diecast can range from $5 to just $1. Seriously. So yeah, I got all these guys just on a few weeks ago, I think. And they're all, like, really old ones from before Lionel took over. So, first one is, of course, Jeff Gordon. Specifically based off of his 24 Chevy I think from, like, 1994, I think? Or it might be 1993, 95. I mainly got this one because this is personally my favorite of all of his cars. Like, I was more specifically looking for the one he drove in the 92 race. Oh, wait. I like my dogs. But yeah, that was my favorite of his cars. So I wanted to get this one. So, yeah, there's not really much else to say. Yeah, I personally just believe Jeff Gordon's first car was his best looking car. And then I got Mark Martin, specifically his 1999, I think, Ford Taurus, which, like, this is actually one of the old Hot Wheels NASCAR cars, if it would focus on the logo. yeah, like I think mainly thanks to Slap Shoes, I've grown more appreciation for Mark. So of course, had to get him. Like, seriously, I really love this car. It's really nice. And then I got the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt Sr., which this one is which there were too many of these. I wanted, like, this one's like based off a more special one, which is like it has like seriously shiny looking like metal to it, which looks cool. But from certain lighting, it makes the car kind of look silver when I really wanted to, like, of course, be black. Like, I wanted to try... There were other Dale Earnhardt cars, but they either were based off of his older... From before he got the black car, from his black paint scheme, or were, like, really overly expensive. Like, I saw one that was, like, $15. Like, seriously. Like, I'm not buying a diecast for buying that diecast for that much, even if I love Dale Earnhardt. I did also see one for, like, Jeff Gordon's famous T-Rex car from the 1998-7 All-Star race, which we all know got banned. I really wondered, like, how well would that car go against, like, modern-day stock cars? I've always questioned that. But, yeah. I, of course, had to get these three because they were kind of, like, the big head honchos of NASCAR in the 90s. Like, seriously. Like, those... Like, I'm pretty sure, like, everyone can agree Jeff, Mark, and Dale were definitely the things that made NASCAR so entertaining back then. So next the X2 are actually, of course, based off drivers freely from the 2000s. First off, of course, is Tony Stewart. This one specifically based off of his old Pontiac, which this was pretty... Yeah, which I've always thought Pontiac had some of the best looking cars out of any of the, like any of the manufacturers that participated in NASCAR. Like, it really just looks really nice. Nice. And then, along with that, the other car I got was Bobby Labonte's number 18 Interstate Batteries car. But of course, as you can see, it's a special one that was made in promotion for Shrek 2. Yeah, it has, like, Shrek on the hood. You can have, like, pictures of him and Donkey on the side. Yeah, I just got this because I thought it was just funny, and I wanted to freaking... And I really... Like, I don't really know much about Bobby Labonte, but, like, I really just wanted this car because of the Shrek 2 stuff. Because, like, you know, Shrek is just... it's just hilarious. I guess you could say I just got this car for the memes, I guess. I'm so sorry. But anyway... Like, so those are, like, the older diecast I have. So, yeah, I hope you guys, like, that. I really should have made a script for this. And this next one, I kind of wanted to show it off. This is the last of the diecast cars that I own. But this one is pretty cool, because it's the only one I still have mint in the box. Which, this one is, of course, the Tony Stewart. I think the same one as that one. But it has a very special something special about it. It was actually signed by Tony Stewart. I think. Like, I'm pretty sure it is. Like, this was actually at the store, and it was just there, and I was like, I have to pick this up. I mean, seriously. It's signed by Tony Stewart. Like, and this was only $12, by the way, which makes me honestly think this might be fake. But if it's not, this is still friggin' awesome. Like, I mainly bought this one for my dad because, like, he's a big fan of Tony Stewart. So, yeah. I just wanted to show this off, like, separately from everyone else. I didn't want to just lump it in with all the rest of these guys. So, yeah. Of course, though, I can't not show off all the accessories these cars came with, which 5 of them, being most of the Authentics waves, came with these little hoods. Of course, you got Martin Truex, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Jamie McMurray, which this is an older one, so it's like, instead of being made of plastic, it's made of some kind of like bendy rubber material, I think. And surprisingly, my Bobby Labonte one came with one for Shrek 2. Like, and then my Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, and Tony Stewart ones came with these like little cards, they like tell you trivia about the driver, or at least like Jeff's does. Like yeah, this one doesn't tell you much about Tony Stewart, and this one doesn't say anything about Mark. These are kind of just like, yeah, these are kind of just little collectibles that come with them. I honestly don't think the packs need these. They're cool to collect, but like, I mean, come on, you're not buying the packs for these. You're buying it for the diecast. So why would you? So like, why include these at all? Just these are still cool though. So that is my, as of November 2022, my current NASCAR diecast collection. This is obviously far from all of them I'm ever going to get. I'm planning to get more in the future, like Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney. I may pick up Bubba Wallace, Noah Gragson, and like just a lot of other different drivers. And plus, also collect more of these older cars. There's like I may buy like some of like ones based off the car of tomorrow. Like I might drive Jeff Gordon's car. I might also of course see if it's still there. I'll buy the T-Rex car, and just all this other stuff. But that's my current collection as of right now. So I hope you all enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. So this is actually, I'm filming this while I'm editing the video, and I just like wanted to show off how I still have two of the boxes that that these special cars came in, being Eric Jones's Tide car and Richard Petty's car. I don't know why, I just still have these, and I wanted to show them off. So that's really the end of the video.